I don't want to set the world on fire.
Fallout has been the topic of discussion ever since the new TV show dropped, and with all of the old Fallout games getting a huge resurgence in players, that got me thinking, are there any good adult Fallout inspired video games out there for us to play? Well, the answer in short is yes. I went away, I searched the internet, and I found a couple of Fallout inspired adult visual novels that I am happy to recommend to you guys. Before we get into those, please consider hitting like and subscribe, it greatly helps me out. Let's jump into the first one. That is going to be Deep Vault 69 by Bohon. I believe that is how you say it, or Bohon. I don't quite know how to sound your name. Apologies to the developer if you come watch this video. But the game itself, Vault 69, is very good. It is still in development, available on itch.io, Patreon, Subscribestar, as well as Boosty. I've never heard of Boosty, but apparently it's available on Boosty. At time of recording, the latest version of the public game is 0.3.0, and for the supporters it is 0.3.7. For me, Deep Vault 69 had a Fallout Shelter style to it, where you can choose to either play as a male or a female. The great cartoon graphics match up well with the turn-based card combat system, exploring side quests, gathering perks, stats, and a range of mini-games. The gameplay will keep you fully engaged in this one. There is a lot going on, and it might take a little while for you to get a hang of the game. It's a little bit of a tricky one, but I did thoroughly enjoy it. For the adult side of the game, there are over 12 characters to introduce, over 30 scenes at the current time of recording. 12 of them are now fully animated as well. There's quite a few different kinks, but there is no NTR content in the game. The developer made that very clear on his Patreon as well, with lots of exclamation marks. So NTR is something I would not expect to see from this game in the future. My quick thoughts on it is that it's a really good start. Lots of hard work has clearly gone into it, and I really enjoyed the way that they caught the Fallout vibe, the atmosphere of it, while remaining light and comical at times. A little bit of humor in this one as well. It's well worth looking at the public build. Go grab that. Go look at itch.io. Unfortunately, I'm just going to quickly get this one out of the way. I can't post links down below to these games on YouTube anymore, because YouTube's really weird about sharing links to adult content nowadays. I think it's because of OnlyFans. I think they're trying to get away from that sort of thing. So they're being very strict on that, so I can't give you guys any direct links. But go to Google, put Deep Vault 69, it's your top search engine. Top search result is the itch link. Click on that and you'll find the game and give it a good play. The second game is Shelter, an apocalyptic tale by Winter Games. This game is fully complete, available on itch.io, Steam, as well as Patreon. If you go support on Patreon, you'll also get access to their latest game, which is Stellars, which is similar but built in space, so a little bit of a different theme to that one. Shelter is another one with cartoon-based art style. Shelter has 0 animated scenes though, as it relies on a flip book-like animation style instead, which is enough. It gets the message across. Your brain has to fill in the gaps. But yeah, I enjoyed the art style in this one. There is a ton of romanceable characters with multiple dialogue paths. This does have split choice, lots of different split paths. Every single one of the characters has split paths from what I can tell. Will you choose to romance the women of the wasteland, or will you choose to corrupt them instead? Shelter also has map exploration, side quests, gathering, resource management, as well as a bit of base building, which is kind of fun. There is a big boss battle at the end that you have to kind of build up for and do the correct quests to make sure that your camp is strong enough for it. This game also has more kinks, from plants, like tentacles, futa, domination. I must say that the futa, for example, is optional. It tells you when it's coming, and you can decide whatever way you want to go with that if you want to. My thoughts on Shelter, an apocalyptic tale, for someone who's not a huge fan of visual novels, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed replaying it to see all the different paths I can take. The gameplay loop in the early game, you have to go out onto the surface, and to do that you need some food, and with the food you get to buy resources, and then you have to buy these little like stim pack sort of things that mean you can breathe on the surface, so then you can go off and explore a little bit further. It's a little bit grindy early on, but it makes the pacing of the late game more enjoyable, because once you've gotten to a point where that snowballs and you just pick up more and more wealth and more control, then you can constantly have these things you just go off exploring every day. It's a lot better, it's a lot smoother. This game obviously feels way more fleshed out because it's a full game, but I do recommend checking it out. So there you have it, 2 Fallout inspired adult video games for you to go check out. And as always, hit like, hit subscribe, and peace out.